What's up, everyone? Jazz Borgonzo here. What's next? Story number one comes out of Breitbart. Joe Biden, terrorism from white supremes, the most lethal threat to the homeland. Now, think about that for a second. With everything that's happened, say over the last 6 decades, 7 decades, 8 decades, 9 decades, 10 decades, from World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Afghan War, Russian-Afghan War, our guys getting kidnapped in 1980, in 79, excuse me, by Iran. Gulf War I, 9/11. This, white supremes, is the most lethal threat to the homeland per one Dementia Joe. Okay. Now, I just wanted to put that in context before I move on, before I continue. President Joe Dementia asserted Tuesday that terrorism from white supremes was the most lethal threat facing the United States. Dementia spoke about the threat of white supremes during a speech in Tulsa marking the 100th anniversary of the 1921 race massacre in Greenwood neighborhood. Quote, according to the intelligence community, terrorism from white supremes is the most lethal threat to the homeland today. Not ISIS, not Al-Qaeda, white supremes. According to the intelligence community. What intelligence community? Because sure as hell it's not ours. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you this. That white supremes, bunch of little clown boys running around with hoods over their heads, are not the most lethal. They won't even be put in the top 30 or even top 50 as far as the most lethal. But then again, I'm not the president of the United States, the most fairly and duly elected president of all time. Biden was likely referring to the statement from acting U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf, who told members of Congress that white supremes was the most persistent and lethal threat to the U.S. in September of 2020. In October of 2020, DHS released a report showing that white supremes extremists accounted for more fatal attacks than any other domestic violence extremist group since 2018. Really? Black Lives Matter and Antifa, anyone? Okay. Just facts. Biden revisited the massacre to the black community in Tulsa, should I say, to show the long history of white supremes in the country, comparing it to the clash between the protesters in Charlottesville. Ah, yes. Orange man bad. You just can't leave him alone. What happened in Greenwood was just an act of hate and domestic terrorism with a thorough line that exists today. Just close your eyes and remember what you saw in Charlottesville 4 years ago on television. My thoughts. Stupid, asinine, moronic, idiotic, buffoonery, and to quote Bugs Bunny, what a maroon. This is President Dementia. This is a guy who barely knows what color socks he's wearing in the morning, barely knows that he just drank a glass of water, literally being that he had a glass of water in his hand. It's a guy who doesn't know that sun is warm and that water is wet. But white supremes are the most dangerous to the country. It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's like the Jelly of the Month Club, Uncle Eddie said to Clark Griswold. But, wow. I could keep going on, but it's just too easy. It's just too easy. But the guy's a clown. The guy's an utter clown. But let's move on to story number 2. Story number 2. This comes from a real boss. This comes from Ron DeSantis. This comes from Outkick. This is Governor Ron DeSantis, shall I say, signs the Fairness in Sports bill. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill Tuesday creating the Fairness in Women's Sports Act to preserve fair opportunities to female athletes in athletic competition. The bill, SB 1028, specifies that an athletic team or sport that is designated for females, women, or girls, female or women, may not be open to students of the male sex based on students' biological sex listed on a student's official birth certificate at the time of birth. Basically saying, if you're a man, no soup for you. Quote, as a father of 2 daughters, I want my girls and every girl in Florida to compete on an even playing field for the opportunities available to young women in sports, DeSantis said. Women have fought for decades to have equal opportunities in athletics, and we have to prevent those opportunities from being eroded as it is happening in other states. It's common sense. The Fairness in Women's Sports Act applies the requirements to interscholastic, intercollegiate, intramural, or club athletic teams or sports that are sponsored by the public secondary school, high school, public college, or university institution. The bill provides civil remedies for those who suffer harm by violations of this section of the law. Governor's office said multiple polls have stated more than 60% of Americans believe that biological males should not be participating in women's sports. To me, that should be at 90-10. But then again, I'm not running the poll. The bill maintains opportunities for female athletes to demonstrate their strength, skill, athletic ability, and to provide them with opportunities to obtain recognition and accolades, college scholarships, and numerous other long-term benefits that result from participating in competitive athletic endeavors. My thoughts. This was it's clear cut, and for DeSantis to sign this on day one of Gee month, that's a boss act. That's a boss move. That is boss level savagery. That is Governor Ron DeSantis of, I'll tell you right now, of my favorite state of Florida, because the man is just getting the job done. Whether it's this, whether it's a situation he handled with regarding COVID last year and this year, reopening businesses, tax credits, job opportunities, new job opportunities. He has gone across the board. He is taking care of his people, the citizens of Florida, and prepping himself for, of course, the re-election bid in 22, and who knows after that. But Governor Ron, my hat's to you, bud, because I tell you right now, man, you a bad man. You a bad man. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.